Hi there.
Hi, I'm Caitriona Balfe.
And I'm Sam Heughan, and we are so excited.
So excited for you to see the finale of our series.
Our amazing show, Outlander. The final episode is airing now on Stars.
Go watch it.
And enjoy.
For millions of Outlander fans, saying goodbye to Jamie Fraser and Claire Fraser was never going to be easy. After more than a decade of filming, traveling, promoting the series, sharing laughter and tears, and bringing one of television's most beloved couples to life, Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe finally reached the end of their extraordinary journey. But behind the farewell to Jamie and Claire was another story that may be even more meaningful. A story about friendship. For more than 10 years, Heughan and Balfe stood side by side through some of the most demanding moments of their careers. They watched each other grow, supported one another through difficult days, celebrated major milestones, and became trusted friends far beyond the world of Outlander. And now, as fans continue to process the end of the series, Balfe's reflections about her longtime co-star are giving that friendship a whole new emotional meaning. More than Jamie and Claire. When Outlander first began, neither Sam Heughan nor Caitriona Balfe could have known just how dramatically the series would change their lives. Heughan stepped into the role of Jamie Fraser, while Balfe became Claire Fraser. Together, they created a screen partnership that would eventually become one of the defining relationships in modern television. But the journey was much bigger than romance on screen. Over the years, the two actors filmed emotional reunions, arguments, battles, celebrations, moments of grief, and countless scenes that demanded enormous emotional commitment. They also learned how to work with each other. They learned when to joke, when to remain serious, and how to recognize when the other person needed support. Eventually, the professional relationship developed into something much deeper. A genuine friendship. During a Vogue conversation, Balfe described their friendship as one of the things she was proudest of from her entire Outlander experience. That statement carries particular weight because their relationship has been observed by fans for more than a decade. The world saw Jamie and Claire. But behind the cameras, Sam and Caitriona built something entirely different and deeply personal. An emotional final goodbye. The end of Outlander was emotional not only for viewers, but also for the people who had spent years creating the series. The final days on set reportedly carried the weight of everything that had come before. For the actors, every scene could suddenly feel like a last. The last time arriving at a particular location. The last time wearing a familiar costume. The last scene with a longtime cast member. The last time stepping onto a set that had become almost like a second home. And eventually, there was the final scene between Jamie and Claire. Balfe has spoken about how emotional the final period became. During the last scene she filmed with Heughan, the emotions reportedly became overwhelming, with both actors struggling to hold themselves together. After more than a decade of working side by side, the cameras were no longer simply recording a television scene. They were capturing the end of an era. The friendship behind the spotlight. For years, fans have been fascinated by the chemistry between Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe. That fascination is understandable. Jamie and Claire became one of television's most celebrated couples, and their relationship was at the heart of Outlander. But the actors themselves have repeatedly emphasized that their connection away from the cameras is rooted in friendship and mutual respect. Heughan has spoken about feeling protective of Balfe from the beginning and watching her grow into the powerful actress audiences came to know. Balfe, meanwhile, has recalled moments when the two supported each other during difficult experiences on set. One particularly revealing story involved Heughan receiving an upsetting message while filming. Balfe remembered deliberately creating a distraction so that her co-star could have a private moment. It may sound like a small gesture, but sometimes the smallest gestures reveal the strongest friendships. That is the kind of relationship that develops when two people have spent years experiencing the highs and lows of the same extraordinary journey. Why fans are so emotional. There is another reason this goodbye feels so personal. Outlander did not simply tell a story. For many viewers, the series became part of their own lives. Fans watched the show during important moments in their lives. Some watched with partners, siblings, children or friends. Others discovered the series during difficult periods and found comfort in returning to Jamie and Claire's world. That means saying goodbye to Outlander is not simply about losing fictional characters. It is also about saying goodbye to memories. A favorite season. A favorite episode. A particular moment watched for the first time years ago. And now, after 8 seasons, fans are being asked to accept that there will never be another first meeting between Jamie and Claire. There will never be another first season. There will never be another opportunity to experience the beginning for the first time. Those moments have already happened. And that is precisely why they are so precious. Sam and Caitriona's bond survived the fame. Their friendship also developed under an extraordinary level of public attention. The popularity of Outlander brought intense interest in both actors' personal lives. Fans frequently discussed their chemistry, their friendship and the possibility of a relationship beyond the screen. But Balfe has spoken about the importance of protecting her private life, particularly as public attention became increasingly intrusive. That distinction matters. Jamie and Claire belong to the world of Outlander. Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe belong to themselves. Their friendship does not need to become a romance story to be meaningful. In fact, perhaps its greatest strength is that it never needed to be. Caitriona Balfe praises Sam Heughan. Balfe has also spoken warmly about Heughan's growth as an actor and as a person. After more than a decade of working together, she has had a front-row seat to his evolution. She has watched him take on new challenges, expand his career and explore projects beyond Jamie Fraser. She has also recognized his philanthropic work, including My Peak Challenge, along with the businesses and creative ventures he has developed over the years. For Balfe, Heughan is not simply the actor who played Jamie. He is someone whose career she has watched develop over many years. That history gives her words a significance that goes beyond the usual celebrity interview. What happens to Sam and Caitriona now? So what happens after Outlander? For both actors, the answer is simple. They move forward. Balfe continues to explore opportunities as an actress, producer and director, including stepping behind the camera during the final season of Outlander. Heughan is also continuing to pursue new acting opportunities while remaining involved with My Peak Challenge and his other ventures. The end of Jamie and Claire's television story does not mean the end of their careers. If anything, it opens the door to something new. For the first time in more than a decade, both actors have the freedom to surprise audiences with roles that have absolutely nothing to do with 18th century Scotland. Could they work together again? Naturally, one question continues to fascinate fans. Could Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe ever work together again? At this point, there is no confirmed new project bringing the two actors together as co-stars. And there is no confirmed new Jamie and Claire movie. So online speculation should remain exactly that, speculation. But it is easy to understand why fans are hopeful. The two actors already know how to work together. They understand each other's rhythms and have built years of professional trust. Imagine seeing them in a completely different story. No Jamie. No Claire. No time travel. No 18th century Scotland. Just Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe portraying two completely new characters. It could give audiences an opportunity to appreciate their talents without constantly comparing them with Jamie and Claire. And that possibility alone is enough to spark the imagination of Outlander fans. Outlander may be ending, but the memories are not. The Outlander television journey may have reached its final chapter, but the legacy created by Heughan and Balfe is not going anywhere. They gave audiences Jamie and Claire. They created scenes that fans will remember for years. They experienced 12 years of filming, travel, long working days, difficult scenes, laughter, mistakes, celebrations and countless memories together. And somewhere inside all of that, they built a friendship. That may ultimately be one of the most beautiful stories to come out of Outlander. Not that Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe secretly became Jamie and Claire in real life. But that two actors met more than a decade ago, created something extraordinary together and remained genuine friends after the cameras stopped rolling. That is rare. And perhaps it is worth celebrating more than any rumor ever could be. One chapter ends, another begins. The end of Outlander does not erase what came before. The performances remain. The memories remain. The friendship remains. And Jamie and Claire will always be waiting whenever fans return to the beginning and press play. We can watch their first meeting again. We can relive their greatest adventures. We can laugh at their arguments. We can cry through their most heartbreaking moments. And we can remember exactly why the story became so important to millions of people. As for Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe, their stories are far from over. Perhaps their paths will cross again at a charity event. Perhaps they will reunite for an anniversary. Perhaps they will sit down for another interview years from now and laugh about their earliest days on Outlander. Or perhaps they will simply continue their careers separately while remaining friends. Whatever happens, one thing is difficult to deny. The bond they built over more than a decade mattered. And perhaps that is more meaningful than any headline or rumor. Because when the cameras stop rolling, friendship is what remains. The goodbye fans were never ready for. For longtime Outlander viewers, the end of Jamie and Claire is emotional because the characters became intertwined with their own memories. But perhaps fans do not need another love story. They may simply need to appreciate the one that already exists. A story about two actors who spent more than a decade creating television history together. A story about trust, respect, friendship, and an unforgettable partnership. Jamie and Claire may have said goodbye. But Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe still have chapters left to write. And who knows? Maybe one day, those chapters will bring them back together. Until then, fans can hold on to the memories. Because after 12 years, that is a pretty wonderful thing to have. And perhaps the real message of their journey is simple. Some stories end when the cameras stop rolling. But the friendships created along the way can last much longer.